this video, we're going to go over a little bit more on probability and just expand on that a little bit more. So some of the things that go along with probability are these things called permutations and combinations. And we're going to learn how to calculate those. But first, let's just talk a little bit about what permutations are and what combinations are. So a permutation is an arrangement of objects in which order is important. So for example, if we had the letters A, B, and C, and we could only use two-letter combinations, our different permutations would be A, B, A, C, B, A, B, C, C, A, C, B. Now, as you can see, each of these are different in that even though these contain the same letters, they're in a different order, so they're considered different. So that would be permutations. However, when talking about combinations, a combination is a selection of objects where the order in which the objects are chosen is not important. So, for our combinations, if we laid out all of our different permutations, so AB, AC, BA, BC, CA, CB. Now, our order doesn't matter. So for here and here, we've got the same letters, so one of those is going to go away. And for here and here, we've got the same letters, so one of those is going to go away. And for here and here, we've got the same letters, so one of those is going to go away. Because again, the order doesn't matter for combinations. So for permutations, we've got 6 permutations for this instance, but we've only got 3 combinations. So in order to calculate permutations, we denote it by doing P little n r. All right, and so that's going to be equal to what we call n factorial over n minus r factorial. Now, this idea of a factorial, all that means is that it is the product of the integers from 1 to n is equal to n factorial. All right, so if we had, for example, 4 factorial, that's going to be equal to 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 5 factorial would be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and so on. So you just start with whatever this number is and then go down by 1 until you get to 1, and you just multiply those together. That's your factorial. So if we had, for example, the situation where we had P3, 2. We're going to go ahead and do, that's going to be 3 factorial all over 3 minus 2 factorial. So that's going to be 3 times 2 times 1 all over 3 minus 2 is 1, so 1 factorial is just 1. So then we'll end up with 6. Now, This is because we've got three objects taken two at a time. So this is how we would write for this example that we did up here with the letters. We had three objects and we were taking them two at a time. All right, and we got 6. So that matches up. Now, if we wanted to check our combinations for that same thing, so combination, 3 objects taken 2 at a time. The equation for that is going to be the permutations all over r factorial. So P3, 2 all over 2 factorial. So we've already found that. The permutations, which was 6, all over 2 factorial is 2 times 1. So 3, which is exactly what we got up here as well. Now, if you haven't found your permutations for something yet, you can actually simplify your combination equation. So normally our generic combination equation is going to be DNR equals PNR over r factorial. But we know that the permutation equation, n factorial over n minus r factorial all over r factorial. All right, so that just equals that. Now we can do this division by multiplying by the reciprocal. So that's going to be n factorial over n minus r factorial times 1 over r factorial. So that's just going to be n factorial all over r factorial times n minus r factorial. So you can simplify your combination equation to that if you haven't found this already. All right, so again, I'll just lay those equations out for you one more time. So your permutation, number of objects taken r at a time is equal to n factorial all over n minus r factorial. And then for combinations of n objects taken r at a time is equal to permutations of n objects taken r at a time all over r factorial, which we found above to also equal n factorial all over r factorial n minus r factorial. All right, so these are the equations that you're going to need for that.